Hello friends, welcome to this series of short videos. In each of these videos, we are going to see some of the very powerful functionalities of Power BI. In the first video, we are going to see how we can prepare data and make it fit to be used for our analysis. In the second video, we are going to see how data coming from different sources can be used together to create our analysis, to do our analysis. And in the third video, we're going to create some basic visualizations and try to interpret them. So let's straight away dive into the first video. I have data for Larsen and Toubro, and this is the data of historical prices for last 10 years. So if you see, I have downloaded this data from investment.com. If I take a closer look on each of these columns, I will find that if I select this, I'll find that as such, Excel has not recognized this first column as date. It says general format cells have no specific number format. Means this column is not recognized by Excel as date data. Similarly, if I look at data in the following columns, which is about the price, and if I just again open the format, I'll get the same message. General format cells have no specific number format. Means these are also not recognized as numeric data, even though they look like numeric. So when you go into Power BI, we need to first convert these columns into specific data types and make it fit to be used for our analysis. And the same thing goes with volume and change. So what we'll do is we'll straight away dive into Power BI. As I move into Power BI, I connect my data set. As I connect my data set, Power BI will give you an option to go into the very powerful part of Power BI, which is called Power Query Editor. I simply have to click on Transform Data and Power BI will open Power Query Editor. It is in the Power Query Editor you can make transformations in the data. You can change the data type, you can add new variables, you can you can change the names of the variables. So all these transformations can be done in Power Query Editor. Now that we are in Power Query Editor, we see that Power BI, it was easy for Power BI to recognize these variables as numeric variables. You can see 1.2 means it has recognized them as decimal. But notice that the decimals are not consistent. You can see somewhere you have two decimal points, somewhere you have one decimal point, somewhere you do not have any decimal point. So what I'll do is I'll simply select these four variables of and I right click, go to change type and select fixed decimal number. As I do this, you'll see my data is in a much neat format. Okay, now let's go to date. And let's see if Power BI was able to recognize this column as date. In fact, it was not able to do. How do I know that? You can see ABC written. The icon ABC is written against text data. So Power BI was not able to recognize this as date data type. Against the date data type, you have a calendar here, right? So how do I convert this into a date data type? I right click, go to change type, I go to using locale. Now, a very peculiar thing about date is that dates are written in different formats in different parts of the world. Like for like Americans, they write date in the format of MMDDYYY, right? So if you notice, our date column is in the same format, MMDDYYYY. So I need to select the data type as date, and from the locale, I need to select English US. That is going to be my region. I select English US. Okay, where is it? English US. Okay, I think I moved ahead. English US, there it is. As I select English US, it gives a sample, right? And all I need to do is just click OK. As I do this, you notice now a small calendar icon appears against this column, indicating that now this column is recognized as date. Now let's move to the next column, which is volume. First thing I want to do is I want to change the name and name it as volume. So I double click on the title, double click on the title of this column and change the name. Next thing I observe in this column is that it is still not recognized as numeric. The reason is the value in this column is combination of text as well as numeric characters. So Power BI is not able to recognize it as numeric data. But I know that M stands for million and K stands for thousand. So what I'll do is I'll first separate this last character from this volume. How do I do that? Go to column. I'm going to extract the last character and it will create a new column. Let's name it as let's keep it as last character. But you will notice that M and K were not removed from the volume because we chose this option from add column menu. It has added a new column with the last character. Now I want to remove M and K from volume. How do I do that? I click on volume, go to transform, replace value, and I select M, I want to replace million with null so that all the all the text characters are removed from this column. Similarly, I remove K and click OK. As I do this, now my volume column has plain numeric data, but still it is not recognized as numeric. So I will right click on it, select change data type to fixed decimal numbers. Now my volume column has been transformed into numeric data. Now I want to I want this volume to be multiplied by million to give me the actual volume. So I am going to replace this M with 1 million and K with 1000. How do I do that? I select this column, transform, replace value, I replace M with 1 million. And similarly, I replace K with 1000. I've done that. I'm going to change the data type to whole numbers. Now I'm going to create a new variable and let's call it as market cap. So I go to add column, name this as market cap. And how do I calculate market cap? I take price, multiply it with volume, and further I multiply it with the multiplier. And let's take this multiplier, click OK, and you'll see market cap column has been created. I can change this name to multiplier. And now market cap is still not labeled as numeric data. So I click on it, change type to whole numbers, and now you'll see it is characterized as whole number. So you can see doing some basic transformations, I have got my data ready to be used in my analysis. Let's save the file and I'll see you in the next video.